What's going on, y'all? Look, I know y'all gonna be like, look, you late. I know I'm late. I know y'all probably didn't see other movie reviews for this film, but look, your boy just saw Bad Boys for Life for the first time today, and I'm sorry I'm late, but I gotta give y'all my opinion. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. For real. Like I was watching it, I was hooked from start to finish, right? And let me just say this too, man. First of all, I am a fan of the Bad Boys series, the franchise. Period. Me, my mama, my cousin, my auntie, mama, cousin, everybody in my family, we love it, and we know a lot of the lines from the film word for word. So when I found out a new Bad Boys film was coming, I was excited. I was thirsty. But in my head, I'm thinking, I hope they don't mess this film up. Because I know that a lot of times when people take a long time to make a movie or the sequel doesn't come out for a while, there's a lot of bumps and bruises, and we don't see the film that we were expecting to see. I remember and Martin was talking about when he was doing the press runs for the not Martin, Will was talking about how the Men in Black series got worse as it went on, and I totally agree. So, but when I saw them doing the press runs for the film, and they was going to the black media outlets like the Breakfast Club and Sway in the Morning, and they talking to some of the dopest radio personalities, I'm like, yeah, this movie, it sounds like it's gonna be great. Cause Will was like, "Look, I'm not becoming a part of this until I know that this story it's a unique story and it makes sense." And this film made sense. It made sense all across the board. Like for me, I was already hooked on the characters of Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett. But with this film, we see a more in-depth look at their characters, and it's not surface level at all. It's not cookie cutter. It's not just it goes deeper than what we used to seeing in the Bad Boys films. Like I wrote down some points to make because like I didn't want to miss any beats with anything anything that I noticed in this film. This wasn't the typical bad guys kidnap the girl movie and the good guys gotta save them. Cause like for me, the first two films, although I enjoyed them, I felt like it was all just centered on rescuing this girl, this damsel in distress, keeping her safe, and that was the goal. This film, nah, it wasn't involving no damsel in distress. The characters in itself were damsels in distress, and like I saw, like this movie it hit a lot. It was a lot more violent than I was expecting. It was a lot more dark than what I was expecting in certain aspects of the film. And I'm like, damn, like this Bad Boy, they ain't playing with this one, and it get right into the action from the jump. The action was coming so fast. Me and my lady went to go see it. My lady like, hold on, babe, you don't think the movie going too fast? Like you don't think it's like they trying to get to everything so quickly? Is it gonna be enough action left for the rest of the film? And I'm looking like, hold on, I trust them. Martin said this was done well. Martin and Will both said this was done well. So I feel like they're going to get all to the points that we want to see, but they just trying to show it's just cracking with action immediately, which is something I have no problem with as long as the action is filled throughout the film, and which it was, man. Also too, because I saw a lot of critics. Some people got certain critiques of the film, and a lot of critics love to be picky about this franchise in particular. They love to nitpick with it, and I was watching some people and listening to some people's opinions of the film, and to me, some of them sounded like they really enjoyed the movie, but they were scared to say they enjoyed this movie. Like they were scared to even admit it. Like they didn't want to admit it. Like they was gonna get some cool points taken away if they said they liked the film, and other people found out about it. Dog, it's okay. You can like this movie. It's a dope movie. In fact, I feel like the movie's so dope, I'm shocked it's a January release because we know a lot of the January releases, when they come to the theater, are trash. A lot of them just throw away filler films just to keep people satisfied and keep them with something to do at the beginning of the year. This movie felt like it could have been a spring break release or a summer release, but I'm glad it came at this point because my birthday in January, I needed me a little birthday gift to see a movie. I ain't seen a movie in a minute, so I wanted to see something fun and something that I really, really wanted to see, which is something I really wanted to see. Look, I told my lady, look, we gotta go. We want to go check this movie out for real. And I see a lot of critics being so critical. And this is what I want people to understand. This franchise was never meant to be some super deep movie. It was never meant to be this movie that was supposed to win all these Oscars and Academy Awards and Golden Globes or whatever the case may be. It was never meant to be the type of movie. This franchise was solely meant for pure action and entertainment and the prospect of seeing They were selling the prospect of seeing Martin Lawrence and Will Smith on screen together. Two of the biggest stars in their own right, black stars in their own right. Martin being a comedian, Will Smith having his being a rapper, and him being a funny guy. Two funny men on camera that was just like stars at the time, and we all were excited to see them on screen together and see how their chemistry was. And their chemistry does not miss a beat in this film. It's still the same, and like I promise y'all, the jokes they hit hard. They don't miss with none of the jokes, and it's just great, man. Let me say this, man. The villain in this movie, was not playing at all. He was laying dudes down like we was watching Call of Duty. Like when I be playing Call of Duty, it seemed just like that. He had big sniper rifles laying dudes out, and I'm talking about high-ranking officials. Like it made me feel. I'm like, damn, I didn't know if Marcus was gonna die in the movie. Mike Lowry was gonna die in the movie. I didn't know, especially with the scene where after he got shot, they looking like they were crying. I'm looking like, oh damn, are they at the funeral? When we turn out, we see that they're at Marcus Barnett's daughter's wedding, because this is a whole Marcus Barnett's life has changed for the better. You know, he wants to become retired. He's become a grandfather now, and we see that the Reggie that they were harassing in the second film, has come to marry and have a daughter with Marcus Barnett's daughter he stayed around after being harassed terribly in the second film, man. But yeah, man, I just don't like when them for real, because I noticed these bougie movie critics, one bad scene, I had them checking out the movie completely. I checked out after that one. Like, fam, come on, man. Don't do that. Like, I'm ready to see a fourth film, because this film was just that good. Like I said, the villain is great, and the plot is so well thought out. It makes sense. I don't like when people, because this is what my criticisms of certain movies. I don't like when villains are created just for the sake of being a bad guy. You know them films that just create a bad guy just so you can have somebody to hate or have somebody to oppose the antagonist. Like, the villain made sense. It made perfect sense. It wasn't forced. And you understand why these individuals feel a certain type of way or want to seek revenge against the individuals that have been killed. And look, from the first scene, I knew the villain was on big business. The villains were not playing. Like, for real, when the captain got killed, that's when I said, damn. This movie, this is a different type of bad boy. When they took the captain out, I say, yeah, they gonna have to kill this dude. They gonna have to kill these people for real. This ain't gonna end no. And when Mike Lowry got shot, when Mike got hit up like he got hit up, I promise y'all it looked like a Call of Duty kill, like riding on the bike, pop, pop, pop. And I mean, like, god damn, it was crazy. It was crazy, man. But like like I said, this movie was a lot more hectic and violent and dark in certain areas than I expected. But it was still good because you still had the comedic time. You still had the comedy. The comedy element was all in there. But it was a perfect mix of seriousness and comedy that made the movie what it was and made it good, man. A lot of people were noticed that Michael Bay wasn't directing this film this time around. And a lot of people got excited because they felt like, oh, they don't like the way Michael Bay shoots. So on and so forth. But I will say this: Michael Bay shot the second one and the first one, I believe. And that's that car chase scene. That scene was fire. I don't care what nobody say. That car chase scene on the freeway, with the highway or whatever, the freeway, that was dope. I don't care what nobody say. That was. I love that for real. I was happy to see that they brought back Teresa Randall as Marcus Barnett's wife. I'm gonna just let y'all know, Teresa Randall she was fine as hell back in the day, for real. She still is a beautiful woman, but I was in love with Teresa Randall when I was a kid watching her. I saw her on Space Jam as Michael Jordan's wife. I said, oh, and she was on Spawn. What's my man name? Michael Jai White. I loved her in that, for real. But I was happy to see her brought back because a lot of times they switch wives and they don't bring back the original characters for the film. And I love that they brought back Reggie as well. Like I said, the jokes always came at the right time, and they didn't feel forced, like they was trying to be funny or they were trying to implement some new. Sometimes some jokes get thrown in. Oh, remember when I was talking about how villains just get thrown in for the purpose of being a villain? I wanted to go see that first Jumanji movie, and I really liked it. Not the first Jumanji movie, the Jumanji remake with The Rock and Jack Black and Kevin Hart and all those people. And it was the bad guy in that Jumanji film. He was just there just to be there. And I'm like, dude ain't even got no interest in story. He just here just to fight the good guys. It's just that's the type of villain I do not like. But these villains, it made sense. And Mike and Marcus had their hands full with them. Like I was like, damn, I don't know. I didn't know they were gonna make it up. I mean, I heard that they got a Bad Boys 4 in the works, so I knew in my head that hey, these characters are gonna live, but I just didn't know how deep and how serious stuff was gonna get with these characters. And boy, did it get serious quick. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. We come to find out that these individuals are chasing Mike and Marcus due to the fact that Mike back before Marcus became his partner, he was over in Mexico City. They were involved. I think he was undercover. He was undercover. They were involved in this whole sting operation of trying to take down these drug lords. Mike had infiltrated everything so deeply that he was in good with the man's wife. He ends up falling in love with the wife. The guy can't have children. He ends up having a sexual relationship with this woman. She teaches him everything he knows and makes him sharp. But at the end of the day, they end up having a child together. The child is the kid that comes and shoots Mike. I mean, the child doesn't know that Mike is his father at all. He doesn't know anything like that, and Mike didn't piece it together to the end. But the woman knew. And but anyway, Mike they end up killing the father and arresting the mother because Mike leads the investigation to arrest the mother because he finds out she's into all type of sick, twisted stuff, and she's just a bad person in general. Gets her locked up and everything, and she comes to seek revenge against the individuals who killed her husband and also the individuals that have her locked up, who includes Mike Lowrey. And let me tell you something. The villain wasn't playing because he killed a judge, fam. When you lay out a judge, fam, you ain't playing. You don't give a damn about nothing at all, man. But like I said, man, the film, this is a great movie, man. This is a great movie. I would see it again, and I can't wait for the fourth film either. I'm ready to see the fourth one. I'm excited, man. I was glad to see Mike. I keep calling them name. I'm calling them by their character's name in the film. I was excited to see Martin. We ain't seen Martin in a while. Just see him come back to the big screen and make his splash and his return alongside his buddy Will Smith. And Will has been getting some flack for some of the movies he's had in Hollywood recently. So for them to have a great film like this, it felt good. It feels good, and I believe that anybody would enjoy this movie if you were to go see it. I was invested in the villains, man. I really was invested. After I found out everything that I found out about these characters, I wanted to know more. And when I found out more, I was just left shocked because I would have never guessed the twist to be what it was. That, Mike was the father of her son, and Mike ended up having a relationship with her back in the day. They killed the father and had her locked up, and she was seeking revenge. All of that, I didn't see none of that coming. And it was a great twist and something that I definitely could appreciate. And for me, again, the film turned from the damsel in distress role, but to see that it was a woman that was behind, she was the mastermind. She was plotting all of this. She planned all of this out and planned it perfectly. And there was a woman that was gaming them and getting them knocked off and getting everybody on here whacked and getting them taken out the game. But it didn't feel forced for the sake of diversity. You know how some people try to implement women roles or implement certain roles for certain individuals just for the sake of having diversity? The characters made sense. It made sense. The story, the plot didn't feel forced. It all made sense and it all came together. And that was something that I really enjoyed about the film, man. Something that I really liked. I want to say this too. What was I? Damn, I done lost what I was about to say. But yeah, man, I this film again. The characters the bad guys weren't just mad just to be mad. They had a reason to be mad, and it was like, man, it all of it came together perfectly. I'm excited to see the second film. And I know there's people too talking about, well, Martin looked like Big Mama now. He gained weight. That's a part of life. People gain weight. As they get older, they gain weight. They don't always look the same that they once looked. And then I think somebody even confirmed that Martin during the time he couldn't lose weight quick enough because he was going through some things personally, had some personal things, problems going on in his life, and that happens with everybody. Everybody ain't gonna be always stay the same size as they always been their whole life. So, people gain weight as expected. He still did a great job in the movie, and they both delivered, man. They both have they exhibited the same chemistry that we saw and loved in the other films, and that's what made it important, man. That's what made it a really, really good movie, man. Everything came together at the right time in the film, and I'm just so shocked that this wasn't a. I'm so shocked this wasn't a spring break or summer release. But I'm glad, nonetheless, that this was a January release because I was able to see a good film and able to do a review on it. Something that I really, really wanted to see because sometimes I ain't gonna even lie. Like I love watching movies. I go to the movies a lot of times on Tuesday for the $5 Tuesday, $5 holla. Your boy is very frugal at times. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I like to spend money and have a good time. Sometimes I like to be frugal and I like to spend wisely. Right, so a lot of times I used to go on Tuesday just to check something out and it's a stress reliever, right? But this time I went on a Sunday because I just wanted to see this movie and I was willing to pay my money to see a Bad Boys film because this is just something that I like to watch, something that I like to see, man. Yeah, man. I just think this film, I think it's going to get it better appreciated too by some of these critics as time goes on when they find out you don't have to dislike this film. You don't got to dislike it, man. It's not, it's something that I think that everybody would enjoy. It was a scene too when this dude that was just going crazy, sniffing drugs, Martin's character, Marcus, had tried to become a new nonviolent person with the birth of his grandson. He like, look, I ain't trying to be on that approach no more. I'm just trying to talk to him. I'm trying to penetrate his heart by looking in his soul or something he said, right? And so the dude busts off Martin, punch him twice. And then what my man Will Smith say, MLK has tapped out. You dealing with Brother Malcolm now. And we can handle this by any means necessary. I said that's a gangster line right there. That line is fire, delivered by Will Smith. That was a dope line, and I like this, man. I want to go see the movie. I really give this movie a A minus, man. I really give this an A minus. I love this film. I want to see. I would go see it again, and I really wanted to see what they're gonna do with this fourth film. Now that we know, I heard this is in works now, and we know it's coming. I want to see what's going to happen with this, man. Trying to think if I'm leaving out anything else before I close this out. Nah, I think that's pretty much everything that I really wanted to say. When I was watching the film, like a little over an hour in, I got the news about Kobe Bryant's death. So I kind of had to I'm wanting to watch the film, so I had to put that to even though it was just shocking, it hurt to the core. I had to put that to the back burner to watch the movie and take in the movie, and then when I got out, let all the little other emotions flow or whatever. But yeah, man, great job by Martin and Will Smith. Be looking forward to seeing y'all again pretty soon. Machiavelli Mills TV. Peace.